Hello everyone, welcome back to our community. If you're new, I focus on all things realistic wellness and productivity while living in New York City, and we're gonna do a monthly reset today. I took 2 months off the monthly resets, and I haven't done that in over a year. I did them every single month last year, so it is time to get back on track. I have been in wedding planning mode. I had my bachelorette. There's just been a lot of distractions, so it is time to get back fully into it. I'm sipping on a coconut Americano. It is coconut water with frothed espresso on top. I got it like an hour ago. It's from Rhythm Zero in the West Village. It is so good. Okay, let's get into it. I'm opening up my Notion. I will have this template linked down below in case you wanted to do it also. And remember, I try to keep it really realistic. There's only 4 weeks in a month, so there's only so much that we can do. But it's really cool coming back in a few weeks and being like, what did I actually accomplish? And then just making sure that you either bring that goal into the next month or being super impressed with how much you did get done. It's just a really great way to set intentions for the month. So let's start with that. Our intention or theme of this month. It's going to be YouTube. I just lost a freelance client. They're taking a pause from the podcast and was also offered another pretty big opportunity that I am going, I think, to be turning down in order to open up space for more opportunity and to maintain my flexibility. And just, I feel like I almost needed to kind of take a break from one of the podcasts that I work on. I run my own business where I do podcast clips, so I have a bunch of clients on my roster, and I feel like I needed to take a minute. I got super overwhelmed between wedding stuff, training for this half marathon, and YouTube and everything, and I feel like it kind of created some space between me and YouTube for a minute. So I think that I'm getting tested from the universe right now to choose YouTube, and that's what we're gonna do. My why, it's remained the same: to build a career doing what I love and feel as healthy as I possibly can. So now let's go into goals. I usually try to keep this at 1 to 3 goals, and then the action items we'll get into are going to be more tangible action items. This is more overarching goals. So run a strong half marathon, invest more time into YouTube, and meditate every day. So I have meditation as part of my daily routine, but what I have found, adding something in there, wake up earlier, what I have found is that sometimes you get in such a routine with something that it stops hitting, if that makes sense. And I feel like I started just doing shorter meditations and kind of just doing it to check a box. But as I said, I had a huge opportunity and decision to make recently, and it always brings me back to just deeper meditations. And that means waking up a little bit earlier and actually not being in a rush with my meditation and being more intentional with them. And I've already reaped the benefits of that. I was on my run at 7:30 this morning. I got in a habit of waiting way too long to actually go on my run or do my workout. I find myself, I'll wake up at 6 a.m., but I don't get out for my run until 9 a.m. and I'm getting too comfortable. I want to meditate every day and also wake up earlier because I really reaped the benefits of that today, and I want to just continue to do that and have more space and time and energy in my day, and that is what I can do to do that. So let's get into our to-dos this month. So our action items. For social media, 1 YouTube video a week, super intentional. I think that I can get a vlog out, I can send it to an editor, I can do whatever, but some days, and I'm sure you can notice and feel it because I can with my favorite creators, you're not gonna be 100% all the time. Sometimes I feel my creators just getting a video out just to get it out, and it's inevitable, but nothing feels better when I can be super intentional with my content. So I wanna do that this month while I have a little more space in my calendar, and that's that on that. Personal, run a strong half marathon, figure out makeup, officiant, and hotel stays. This is just wedding related stuff. I want to figure that out ASAP. These are the last things on my vendor agenda. We're 5 months out from my wedding, which is crazy. Health and wellness. Focus on half marathon and recovery. I keep getting just kind of wanting to skip to the part where I can get back into gym workouts and all the things that make me feel my best. But you know what? I signed up for this race, so let's give it our all and focus on the race and recovery. And then I'm sure my goal for next month will be new fitness routine, and I can't wait for that. But I'm really excited. I actually had my first cathartic run in a while. Sometimes when you're race training, you can catch yourself just running to run. Or if you have a goal that you're really passionate about, then you're running with that goal in mind, which is great. But I switched up my music today, and I just did a mental health run, and it was really cathartic, and I felt like I was flying, and that is rare when you're running so much and race training and trying to squeeze your run in before work. But I think because I left so early, it actually lended itself to enjoying my run more, because I wasn't thinking about finishing my run to get to work. So another reason to just get into meditation, which is wake up earlier, deeper meditations, work out earlier. The days where I'm my happiest are when I can get my workout in earlier, and I'm just beating a dead horse at this point, but like it is so important to me to stop dilly-dallying in the morning. So we're putting that on the to-do list. Relationships, quality time with mom and sister. We are doing like a mini bachelorette next week. My sister was unable to come to my bachelorette in New Orleans, so she wanted to do something. So we're going to Florida, me, my mom, and sister, and just like having a relaxing week. It's the week before my half marathon and the week before my sister starts school. She's going back to school to become a therapist. So we're gonna have quality time, and then always one date night with Ethan. It's so important to me while you live with someone to not get into like the roommate phase and do like an intentional date night. Like we're going to a nice restaurant. We're very casual people, and I think it's important to still make an effort, because honestly, we could have a blast just like cooking and sitting in and watching, a documentary together, and like we're so happy, but we do that all the time. So it's important to make an effort for like quality time outside of the apartment once in a while. We have no shortage of quality time, but I always like to put it on here. Okay, let's move on to content planning. So I am really excited about this because usually when I come on here, I'm like already planned. I usually like sit on my Rella at night throughout the week, but I have been so consumed, like I said, by client work and life that I am really not following a content calendar at all at the moment, and I'm excited to kind of do that right now. So Rella is an app that my friend Natalie Barbu created. It is absolutely incredible. It's for social media managers, but I also use it just as my own content calendar as a creator. And I love that it is also connected to my Google Calendar. That's just a little bit about me and Rella. I do have a discount code. I forget if it's 15% off or 30% off your membership subscription, but I will put it up here and down below. This is all of my content ideas over here, and everything in orange is YouTube, and that's like mainly what I am scheduling in, unless I had a brand deal or something. And I do have a deal coming up with New Balance for Reels and TikTok, but I don't have like the posting dates yet, so I'm gonna wait to kind of input that all in here. But anytime I have an idea of a video, instead of having like a running list on my phone or something, I always head to my Rella and I just put it in the ideas bank, and it's all here ready for me to drag in, which I love. I have a morning routine that I filmed the other day. That one, my editor is editing. I'm gonna edit this monthly reset literally today and post it today because it's already May 2nd. And then I'm going to be doing a little sit down. I'm gonna film it today, I think, if I can. So I love plugging it literally into my calendar. So right now it's 12 o'clock. We'll put it in for 1 o'clock. And then that goes to my Google Calendar, which is amazing. And so will the posting date of the video. So I love that. And then when I scroll down, I had like a thumbnail idea in here from ChatGPT, but this is where I will script the video as well. So it's all in one place. So I like to set myself up for success. Like I know I'm gonna be in Florida next week. Just like really looking at my calendar and being like, girl, when are you gonna have time to film this? And if I won't have time to sit down and film something and only time to vlog, I will move that in my calendar. So I like to be really intentional about it when I can. And because I really wanna prioritize waking up and working out earlier, I wanna do a video where I force myself to get out the door at 7 a.m. every day and see how I feel. So I think that would be great. Right after my half marathon, I think we're gonna have that be a June thing. For example, I know that the best time for me to film my evening routine would be on a Sunday night because I'm less rushed like after work, and it kind of takes extra time to actually film it. So I think for this one, I would have had to have filmed it on the 11th, but I will be in Florida. So I don't know. I could actually film it this Sunday. I'll do that. Let's get ahead, guys. Film evening routine for early wake up. And I will have that set for this Sunday at like 4 p.m. Okay, so now we have my running journey, which I know when I'm gonna film it. We have my evening routine. I know when I'm gonna film that. And then vlogs are kind of just like, we'll sprinkle them in. I kind of film vlogs on the fly and then just fit it in as like an extra, video of the week, or I'll post that one Sunday and I'll swap it. But I like to have my intentional videos planned out. So I realized that my half marathon is on the 17th. So I'm gonna want to sprinkle in vlogs of like half marathon prep. So if I film maybe these 2 days. Days in my life, half marathon training, and running a business. And we will film that right before we leave for Florida on Monday and Tuesday. Okay, one last thing. I just want to plan my actual half marathon vlog. So we're going to do days of prep, and we'll do my half marathon vlog here. Film it. We'll do the day before, the day of, the day after. And if we end up filming before that, then I'll just throw in another vlog. But let's just plan for that. All right, we'll see if we can hit all of this. I'm hoping we can, but there's a chance that some of these more intentional videos, like the evening routine, end up getting pushed because I did put a lot of filming on my plate because usually I have a lot more batched out, but because I've been a little behind, I need to get caught up on filming, but I think it's a good time to do so we'll see. All right, so that's content planning, and then market research. I love to just I feel like because I've been on YouTube for so long, I get in a rhythm and I get kind of stuck in the old YouTube trends and all that. So this Sunday, I'm actually doing what I used to do, which I've spoken about this before, but not in a while. I love having a coffee shop meeting with myself. If you're someone who has a side hustle, whether it's social media or your own business, I love doing a Sunday where I go to a new coffee shop and I post up for the day and no one's trying to reach me like clients because it's a weekend. And I have uninterrupted time to just look at what's doing well on YouTube, kind of brainstorm and get familiar with the new people blowing up and all of that and just get re-inspired. So I am doing that this Sunday as well. Now let's dive into the finances. If you don't know, I run my own business. I mentioned it before. I have a roster of podcast clients and I do podcast clips and a little bit of full episode editing and YouTube work. So that's my business. And then I also, of course, have brand deals. I have a manager and all that for my own social media. So I'm kind of just gonna run you through my monthly financial routine. I did most of it already, but there is a bit more for me to do. So I'll kind of run you through it. So the first thing that I will usually do, and I'll usually do this I already started it actually. Sometimes when I'm just on my computer at night and I want to feel productive while watching TV is when I'll do this. But I end up writing all of my deadlines for the month. And this is what I follow throughout the entire month. I'll add things in if I get new projects. But for client confidentiality purposes, there's some clients not included and there's no rates or anything. But this is kind of my sample sheet so that I don't have to blur everything out. But you kind of get the idea. So I write down exactly my deliverables, when the deadline is. So let's say the episode goes live on the 7th, I will always make my deadline 2 days before. So then every single day I'm looking at what date it is. I'm making sure, that everything ends up as content delivered. Sometimes it's waiting approval. Whatever the case is, this is my holy grail. So before the next month starts, I always at least have the first week in there, but I go in and literally look at the schedules, the upload schedules for every single one of my clients, and I dump it all in here. So I have all my deadlines and my income in one place. So I know maybe I need to take on another client, or I just see it all in one place, and I can see my bandwidth all in one place when I get requests come in. So this is my organization process. And then financially, which I can link this down below, I'm pretty sure I spent 99 cents on this, but I went to Etsy and I found the best bookkeeping tool ever. So I was I want something that's gonna I can put all my expenses, all my income and track it in this one place, but it all the information, someone else did all the formulas. You know what I mean? As you can see here, I got to customize my income streams. I got to customize my expense categories. I got to customize everything. So then when I send my stuff to my accountant to help me with taxes, he can see my income, my expenses, all the categories and everything from any month he wants, in one place. There's drag downs, drop downs. I don't want to show everything obviously, but you can kind of see here what I'm about to do is I take my bank statement from April and I'll put for my business credit card and I'll put all of the expenses in here and I just go through and I pick the category and I make sure that everything is accounted for so that my quarterly estimated taxes and the end of year taxes are all all the information is already here. So I do this at the end of every month. I will do this. I'm going to spare you from watching me plug in my expenses. So I will do this when we hang up this FaceTime. But that is kind of what I do. And then the income one looks the same. It's plugging in when I was paid, the description, and my drop downs for income are brand deals, client work, things like that. That's kind of it. And then there's a monthly and annual overview. And this is like the best thing I ever did because it's so easy. It's all automated. I send this to my accountant. I'm like, whatever information you need is probably in here. And I do it at the end of every month just to like keep up with everything so I don't have to do it all, at the end of the year. And it is the best thing I ever did. I've never felt so organized, financially aware. I used to be that person who didn't want to look at my bank accounts. I didn't want to look at how much I was making. I didn't want to look at how much I was spending because I just knew I was spending above my means. I just knew it. And I didn't want to face that because what am I going to do? I'm, being paid $30,000 a year and spending as if I'm being paid $60,000 a year. So it used to fear me so intensely. And now how I have everything set up, running my own business too, I've never felt so confident in just knowing, oh, I need another client. Like I just know exactly what is going on in my finances at all times. I know exactly how much I need to move into to put away for taxes and to put away for weddings. So that is the final piece of this is after I put all of this in, I look at my net income and I will take 30% of that and I move it into my savings account for taxes so that I always have enough money to pay my taxes. And then any extra income I feel comfortable with, if I have it, I put into my wedding savings account. So I separated in my savings in my Capital One savings account. This is getting really into the nitty gritty, so I can do a whole separate video on finances, but I have separated it into a bucket of wedding and taxes because everything was in one. And I was like, wait, I don't know how much I actually have for my wedding because is all this for taxes? I don't know. So I separated it and now I can see visually how much extra money I have for wedding. Like it's just all so clear. And I've never felt so confident being financially aware before because I've never been less financially aware. If you watched my videos even like 2 years ago or 1 year ago, I was not aware. Very proud of that. And it looks like if you made it till the end, girl, write down your monthly goal for May. I love seeing your guys' goals. And let me know if you want like a financial glow up video where we really get into the nitty gritty of everything because I'm very proud of that. So love you all so much. Thank you for watching. We are back. The monthly resets are back. They hold me accountable and I love making them. So I hope you love them too. Let me know in the comments.